When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's group therapy on 99.7 DJX.
Got a message from Josh on Facebook. He said, Dear Ben and Kelly, unfortunately, several years ago, due to a medical error, I lost my eyesight.
Oh, dang.
So as a result, it's put me back in the dating pool again after being out for 16 years. As of now, the only way I've found to meet women is using a few dating apps that will work with my screen reading device. Now, I tried putting my visual impairment as a disclosure in my dating profile, as well as waiting until we get to a phone conversation to tell them I'm blind. Unfortunately, both avenues have had the same response by immediately ghosting me. Was wondering if your female viewers would have any recommendations on the best way to disclose my visual impairment and not be ghosted. As well as looking for any other recommendations on places to meet women with my visual impairment in mind. Any help would be greatly appreciated.
Man, that is a tough one because, and really, I think, Josh's situation, albeit unique, is not completely foreign. Where I think there are a lot of people who maybe have something about themselves, whether it be a disability or an impairment or something like that, that they're unsure of how to approach that when dating.
Absolutely. And I think he's been doing the right thing. I completely understand him wanting to kind of put it out there from the very beginning because he doesn't ever want to be accused of misleading anyone.
Right.
But, at the same time, if people are turned off immediately by that, they're not even giving them a chance to get to know him.
Yeah, I know. And it's tough to walk that tightrope of, okay, bait and switch, where it's like, hey, you reel them in and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah. And by the way,
yeah,
it's almost something where you want the person to be okay with.
From the very beginning, know what you're signing up for.
Yeah, but see, part of it's like, okay.
But that doesn't define you.
Yeah, if they got to know you via, dating app or texting, via a dating app for several weeks and really started to like you as a person, and then you kind of made it to that stage like, oh, hey, especially if the person that you're talking to is like, hey, have you seen the new Elvis? He's like, funny story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's so, and a lot of people on Facebook too. Chelsea's actually just being pretty honest. Not everyone wants to date someone with an impairment, just like not everyone wants to date someone tall or brunette or someone in construction. It's just about personal preference. Dating apps aren't going to be great options for long-term relationships. Get a few buddies together, go to a bar, or try old-fashioned dating, or have a friend set you up with someone.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe this is an opportunity for you to lean on some friends for help with this. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this, not just your thoughts, but especially if you have dealt with either on the other side of that, where you were talking to someone and then found out either too late or at just the right time, their disability or their impairment and how that affected you and your relationship with them. I think that could really help in Josh's situation here.
Yeah, this is really sad because it sounds like from the way he wrote it, it's like this is like a double whammy for him. It's like the medical error causing him to lose his eyesight, and then it sounds like he lost his relationship over it.
Yeah, so 502-571-9970, group therapy would be for Josh, where he's blind and he's having a hard time dating now because of it.
Yeah, it's been due to a medical error. And so, that is tough enough to deal with. And he says, in the past, he's tried dating apps. He's tried putting it in his profile. He's tried revealing it when conversations start, and he's been ghosted plenty of times. So he's just kind of wondering, all right, what is a better way to approach this without like misleading people and all that. Tara said, as far as different avenues of meeting people, there's several visually impaired people I follow on TikTok. I love seeing people break barriers and do the unexpected. One is a woodworker, turns into beautiful bowls. Another is a mother who lost vision in an autoimmune attack. Another skateboards. Social media can be a way to put yourself out there and show how you've handled your new life, but gives people a way to get to know your personality in more of a 3D way and not text.
Yeah, I do think a lot of the suggestions of, you know what, hang out with other blind people. And I think that could help.
Yeah, Tanya said birds of a feather flock together, try activities with other blind people. Also, maybe if you don't have one, get a seeing eye dog or just a dog and hang out in a dog park regularly. You'll befriend people and will probably find someone willing to get to know you for who you are. And keep in mind, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
And then Sarah says, I work for American Printing House for the Blind.
Okay.
We've got a bunch of resources that may aid in your journey. And she gave a link, which is great. She said, personally, I think letting people know up front is important.
Yeah.
If they ghost you, they're not the type of people you want in your life anyway.
Yeah, and, maybe you're sensitive to that because it is such a, I don't know, it's such a big part of who you are now.
Right.
Just as, I guess my whole point in saying that is, would it be the same if, you said you had brown hair? And I mean, of course you can color that. I guess it is a little bit different, but you were ghosted once people found out you had brown hair and they were like, no, I only date blondes.
I mean, I understand that this is, it's a significant lifestyle change and how you got to live. And there may be a lot of people who just first of all, don't know, can't imagine what that would be like living with, and then feel overwhelmed. Like, I'm not sure I could sign up for something like that. And that's why they just figure it's easier to not even get to know you to begin with.
Yeah.
Than to find out it's too overwhelming.
Yeah. Man, just don't get too down on yourself. Just the right person will come along.
Absolutely. And there are a lot of great Printing House for the Blind. Great resources there. Try to find maybe a support group of people who are dealing with a similar situation. Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck. If you couldn't get through or you have a comment and you're just not in a good spot to leave it, just we'll keep it up on the Facebook page at Ben and Kelly Show. You can leave your response and hopefully help Josh out here. That is Group Therapy.